Good afternoon, Talent Search participants, and I want to thank you very much for participating in today's Robotics Academy. It's our third annual Robotics Academy, and I want to thank you for spending your time with us this week as we learn to assemble a robot, program a robot, and code a robot. Those of you that do not have your cameras on, would you please turn those on so I can put a name and a face together, please? And if not, at least please have a picture up so that we can put our names with our face. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See, y'all are all beautiful. Okay, great. Marisol, will you turn yours on, please? There we go. Today we're live streaming from our esports lounge, and before we get into anything, I would like to introduce to you myself and our talent search staff. My name is Dr. Flores. I'm the talent search director. I am responsible for overseeing the program and ensuring that we provide the services that we promised we were going to provide to you. Sorry if I sound a little scratchy. I've been out ill for the last week, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I want to move on. I am the director of the program. I oversee it and any applications that come in. So I approve your applications, and I also oversee the staff. So I'd like to introduce our staff quickly, and I'd like to start with Mr. Ryan Gilo.
Thank you, Dr. Flores. I am working with a lot of the seniors actually starting next week. You guys actually start school next week, which is exciting. So I will be working with the seniors, helping you transition to college towards the end of the year, but also helping you apply to those colleges, get into those colleges, find some scholarships. We have some excellent scholarships that Dr. Flores has found and that our team has found to put on our website. And I will be sharing those with you as we go throughout the rest of the school year.
Thank you, Mr. Gilo. Mr. Gilo has a new position with us, so he's transitioning from being your one-on-one 12th grade advisor to being our assistant director here for the program. But we have hired two new wonderful staff members, and I'm going to introduce you to your next advisor, and that would be Miss Marisol Magoe.
Hi guys, my name is Marisol Magoe. I am going to be advising juniors and seniors this year. And just like Ryan, Mr. Kilo just mentioned, we're going to be helping y'all and assisting y'all to apply to colleges, what scholarships are available, and you know, help you through your journey.
Thank you, Marisol. And I'd like to introduce to you our next advisor who will be advising you this coming year, and her name is Claudia Carmona. Claudia.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to meet all of y'all this upcoming fall and getting to work with all of y'all. So excited. So yeah, I hope you guys have fun these next couple days building this robot. Yeah.
Thank you, Claudia. Claudia will be working with our middle school students and our ninth grade students at their ninth grade centers. And Ms. Marisol will be working with our juniors, part of our seniors, and part of our 11th graders. So we welcome them. They've been fabulous. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the entire team, Mr. Gilo, Ms. Magoe, Ms. Carmona, for putting together this fabulous workshop for you this week. They worked very hard to ensure that not only they picked the appropriate robot to assemble for you, but that the presentation was engaging as well. So let me review the agenda quickly.
Let's pull that up real quick.
Give me 1 second. I'm sure you've had time to look through your kits. We're going to have a very, very detailed workshop for you this month. The robot we picked, I think, is fabulous. So we already gave the presentation of our advisors. So today we're going to be starting at 1 o'clock today. We want to start on time and end on time. Um, we're going to complete your virtual contact form today. We're going to talk about the objectives and the outcomes for you, meaning that each day we will have certain objectives to achieve, and each day we will have certain outcomes or results for you to achieve. Then we're going to discuss the MBOT Mega Robot. It is their latest and greatest robot from MakeBlock. And then we're going to talk about what you should have received in your gift bag, your gift set, including your robot. Then we're going to talk about the setting and the environment. In other words, where are you going to set up your robot? How are you going to assemble it? Where are you going to assemble it? And how you're going to store it? We're going to talk about norms, and norms are simply what our expectations are of you so that everybody has respect for one another and that we can move through this workshop smoothly and professionally. We're going to give you time for a short break. This is a short bathroom break or just a stretch break. And then we're going to go over our virtual e-handbook with you. Then we're going to give you a timeline of construction. We're going to build a frame and attach sensors and wires and parts, and they'll be a little bit more explicit with the time frame with you. And then we're going to start building your MBOT Mega frame. And then somebody here will give closing remarks, and then we'll call it a day. Now, I do want you to take notice of Thursday's agenda. We will not be starting at our usual time of 1 o'clock. We will be starting at 9:30 a.m. And the reason we're starting at 9:30 a.m. is we have we have some important work to do after we finish this in our studio. We have to take down all of our lighting, all of our audio equipment. This is something that we're trying to work on in terms of getting better equipment for us. But those of you who are with us today, thank you through Zoom. We're also live streaming on YouTube. And are we live streaming on any other?
Just YouTube.
Just
right
YouTube.
now. Yeah.
Just YouTube for today. So, but I do want to go over a few things with you with my opening remarks. The staff picked an incredibly challenging robot, not necessarily to assemble, but when it comes to the coding. And I know that they had to work very hard on coding to teach you how to code this particular robot. They also put together and constructed an outstanding presentation for you, and I want to thank the two advisors and Mr. Gilo for putting that together while I was out. And I want to just briefly give you an idea of providing services for you this year. I know you start school next week. We will not be in your schools until probably sometime mid-September. And the reason for that being is we have 875 of you students that we provide services to. And what we'd like the counselors to do, and for you, is we want to make sure that those classes are leveled out before you start switching classes and requesting different teachers and requesting different schedules. So we won't be visiting and providing services until probably mid-September, possibly late September. But we have some exciting things coming up, and one of those is a hybrid schedule for our staff. And we talked about this in our new grant, and that is that we understand that some of you are not able to always get out of class. I know when I was a school teacher and a school principal, it was difficult to get out of class sometimes because maybe you have an assignment that's due the next day, or perhaps your teacher won't let you out, or whatever the situation or circumstance may be. Sometimes you're not able to get out of class to see your advisor. Keep in mind, we don't pull you out of classes like physics or science or any of your core subjects. I know, darn it, right? But we do pull you out of some electives, classes that are considered non-core subject classes. So if you can't make it, we understand. So what we'd like to do is, this is a preliminary trial that we're having. We're going to see if we can't maybe provide some of these services during the evening for you. But We understand you've got a full schedule. We understand that you have extracurricular activities after school. And we understand that not always can you get pulled out of class. So we're hoping to be able to offer on our website a repository of our workshops and a live advising session for you 1 or 2 days a week, let's say from 6 to 8 or 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It just depends on your needs. And we're going to roll this out as a pilot program to see if this is something that you'll take advantage of and that you'll have the opportunity to get your one-on-one advising at home in case you can't get it at school. But we won't know if it's working unless you speak up and let us know this is something that you want to do. So if it's something you want or something you think you could use, you can type in the chat box anytime or now and say, you know, this is a great idea. I'd like to take advantage of that, or I don't need to take advantage of that. So like I said, this is a pilot program. We're going to try it this fall and this semester, and we'll go from there. We want to do what's good for you. We want to do what fits in your schedule rather than what fits in our schedule. We also have some really cool upcoming events. We have a cultural awareness event coming up in September, and we have a college campus visit coming up in September. Those of you that registered to go to the University of Texas, we apologize for having to cancel that fabulous college campus visit, but we promised you that we will go back either this fall or this spring. They have promised us that they will allow us to go back and give you that individualized attention again. So we look forward to that. If you did sign up for that as a senior or junior, you will automatically be able to go to the next one at UT when we figure out the dates and times to go. So we appreciate your patience with that. So as you start school next week, I want to remind you to be patient. I want to remind you to commit yourself to do the best you can at school. And I want to remind you that your grades are important, particularly if you're a senior. It is extremely important if you're thinking about going to a post-secondary institution that you seek help. I know that I am a first-generation low-income student when I was your age. Nobody in my family went to college. I was the first one to go to college. I didn't have this program to support me or help me. I didn't have any relatives, brothers or sisters, aunts or uncles, or anybody that went to college. So I had no idea what to expect, what college to go to. I just knew that I wanted to leave the small town that I grew up in and go anywhere to get out of it. Long story short, I ended up going to University of Texas, which I had a great education. It was different than what I expected, and it was quite large. I wasn't used to having a class full of students where there were 150 to 200 students in one class. And what I found and what I learned was on my own was that I needed something a little smaller than that. So I had no idea about financial aid. I had no idea about scholarships that were available to me. I had to do all that research on my own. And it was very difficult. It was very difficult to do all of that in addition to all the coursework. And I thought the more courses I took, the faster I could get out of college, which turned out not to be so true because the more courses I took, what I didn't realize was that meant more finals for me. And more finals meant if I had 2 finals in one day, that was extremely difficult to pull off. And so you have these wonderful advisors that will be at your schools, and I want you to take advantage and take the opportunity to talk to them about that. And don't be ashamed if you're the first generation. What do I mean by first generation? I mean first generation as defined as neither one of your parents or whom you live with has a 4-year degree. Many of you say your parents have gone to community college or they have a certificate of some sort. that's fabulous. That's wonderful. They've had that experience. But in the eyes of the Department of Education, that doesn't qualify them as being first gen. So take advantage of that. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, you'll have more opportunities if you're a first generation college student. You'll have more opportunities and access to resources. So our advisors here, plus myself, we have a plethora of information and experience to support you and help you go from high school, make that transition to college or university. Um, I want you to take advantage of that opportunity so you can make good decisions and wise decisions, because when you leave home and you choose a college or post-secondary institution, it's very expensive. You'll have to make sure that any packages or any federal aid that you get is going to be able to cover your costs of living, your room, board, tuition, books, all of that. And oftentimes, and I'm going to give you the example of my niece who told me she had a full ride to the University of Colorado, and she did when I reviewed her paperwork. However, when we started adding up all the costs and expenses, even though she had a full ride, she also was lacking about $500 at the end of the day. So those little things, I've seen people who have said that they've got a free year at college, and then it turns out that that's it. They owe money at the end of the semester, and then they can't pay for the next 3 years to get through college. So we're here to support you. We're here to help you. Know that we will hold your hand. We will walk you through the process. And the Department of Education requires me to not only ensure that our advising services help you graduate from high school and get into a college, whether it's a community college or whether it's a technical college or whether it's a university. But they also require us and the staff to make sure that when you get to that point, that you also attain a degree. And so we want you to have a degree. I'd also like you to check out our website. It's extremely important that you peruse that at your leisure. We keep a lot of good information on there, and we also provide you with scholarship information. Now, scholarship information, guys, it takes work. It takes work to get money from somebody. And so I keep hearing, I think Mr. Gilo has pulled up our website for you right now. I think he can, on the menu bar, look at the Talent Search scholarships that we might have listed now. There's a few there. You can keep going. We give scholarship application deadlines. Also, we can help you write these and apply for these if you just ask for that help and that assistance. But know this, it's a full-time job just looking for these scholarships. It's extremely arduous. It takes time. It's not easy. But if it was easy, then everybody would have free money to go to college. So we're here to help you, and we're here to help you get those scholarship opportunities. So if you have any questions for me or for the staff, we're always here to support you. Those are my opening remarks today. I'll be back tomorrow just for opening remarks, sort of to give you some daily affirmations. So at this point, guys, thank you for giving me your time today and listening to what I have to say. But I'm going to turn this over now to Mr. Gilo and Ms. Carmona and Ms. McGoey so that we can move on and move forward. So thank you so much. You can contact me at www.uhd.edu/talent search. So thank you so much, and I'll chat with you later.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Dr. Flores. Some great information in there for everybody. I did put our website into the chat, which is uhd.edu/talent search. You can find all the information there about our upcoming events. We do have a special announcement to those that maybe have attended the last academy, where we gave you that special announcement on maybe a trip coming up. Just keep that to yourself for now. For those that have not joined us yet, you will know about that when? Thursday?
Yeah,
You would say?
Thursday.
Okay. So, without further ado, what I want to do, the very first thing is let's go ahead and get the contact form out of the way, okay? So, what I'm going to do is I'll go to the link, I'll post it in the chat, and then I'll show you what that looks like. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pull that up. It's just a real quick form that tells us that you attended this, but more importantly, it lets you know how many minutes you have spent with us for this academy, because when you come to us and you want to know how many minutes have I spent in talent search, it's going to become vitally important for you to provide that information on scholarships, and other forms that if somebody asks you, how long have you been in talent search, how many minutes have you spent in talent search, that's what this form is going to provide for you, and it also provides us the necessary documentation. Okay, so I'm going to pull that up real quick, and I will post it in the chat. It just takes a couple of minutes to fill out, and give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm posting it in the chat right now. And then I'm going to share my screen so that you all can see what I am talking about with this form. So this is the virtual contact form, and this is what you will fill out whenever we are actually advising you at your schools as well. So you're going to put your first and last name, your email. Now, I would prefer, especially if you're a senior, to please provide something other than your Aldine ISD email address, because what we've noticed is, not only do students not normally check their Aldine ISD email address, but it's going to become very important, especially in your senior year, to come up with like a first name dot last name at Yahoo or at Gmail, at Hotmail, whatever domain you want to use, but it's going to become important, and I would suggest you use this email for school purposes only, okay? This email you can put in to the email field here. Now, if you don't have one right now, that's okay. You can always update this later with us. I'm just letting you know right now, probably important because we don't know if you're going to have access to that Aldine ISD email address once you graduate from high school, okay? Then you're going to put your student ID, okay? Today's date's already filled in. You're going to put your school in here, okay? Then you're going to put your grade level. And then the service that you received today. And what you're going to do is that there's one checkbox down here that says Summer Robotics Academy. You're going to go ahead and check that box. And then to the best of your ability, if you have a touch screen, it may be easier, but if not, just use your mouse and just try to sign the best you can and hit submit form for me. And then you're done. You're done with that. Let me know if anyone has any issues filling out this form. Once again, you're only selecting Summer Robotics Academy. And whenever we're at the schools advising you, if we have multiple services we're covering in one session or something, we will let you know what to check in that area. And once you've done that, you're done, okay? So you can either unmute yourself or type in the chat if you had an issue with filling that out. And like I said, this is going to help track how many minutes you have spent with us, and we will input that into your data file. And if you ever ask us, like come graduation time, or say you're filling out a scholarship that wants to know how many hours or minutes or days you've been in the program or actively participated, that's going to be very easy for us to pull up on your behalf. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the agenda again. So we've got our objectives and outcomes, and that is in here, right?
It's
And,
it's over here.
Okay. So we're going to move to... You want to do the tour, or do you want to...
Before we do the tour, I actually just wanted to go over what's in the bag, just in case
Okay.
somebody does have something missing, then we can get that situated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Putting in a high school ID or college ID. Janet, for you, you could put in your high school ID. That's what we have in our database right now, because I know that you are going to college in September. So, okay. So let's talk about what we put in the bag for everybody in your robotics kit. And we want to go over this because we want to make sure nobody has anything missing. So Miss Carmona is pulling up the bag, and she's going to go over what we decided to put in each of your kits.
Yeah, so first, the biggest thing that's in there, it's this little toolbox ranger. So we organized all of this for you guys, so it's easier for when you're building a robot. And we labeled it as well, front and back, which is like really important due to like the pieces that are in there. I don't want to open it right now, but you all should have like all the pieces. They are really small, so it's really important to be careful when opening. And they're also labeled inside like 1 through 20, I believe, front and back, and it has all the pieces that you need to build the MBot. And then the box where the MBot Mega came in is also in your bag, and you'll find the blue box.
You can hardly see it because of our green screen, but yes, it's a blue box.
Blue box, which just kind of comes with like a couple things as well. So make sure that you guys have all of this in there. And then you'll also have your folder, your talent search folder, and he has your agenda that you can see, and the toolbox checklist, which you can check off to make sure that you have all of your materials. And I'll pull that out for you. And it should look like this. Like this. So if you can go ahead and just like check off and make sure that you have all of these pieces, that would be great. And if you don't, please message us on the chat and let us know, and we'll have that figured out for you as well. And like Dr. Flores said, school is starting next week, so we put in there an agenda for you so that you can get organized with your classes. So this is just an agenda for the rest of the year for 2022, and just so you can have all your classes and have all of that organized.
Yeah, so start filling it out now, because that planner, like she said, only goes through the rest of this year.
And then we have a little pencil case. Yeah, that's what we call it. Like pencil case. It comes with pens, pencils, a little, what are these called?
Lanyards.
Lanyards,
Yeah.
Thank you. A lanyard that matches my lanyard. And then a little USB thingy. So, yeah, everybody should have the same things in here. And then we also have a Rocketbook Cloud card. So these are really good for, they're reusable smart index cards. So really good for studying for any exams or anything like that. So you can write on them and then erase them. So pretty cool.
What's the best feature?
So Dr. Flores asked, what's the best feature of the Rocketbook Cloud card? I think it is the fact that they are reusable. You're not throwing away used index cards, and you can actually scan these in and save them using their application, and it's all free. So you actually get to save this, and then you'll get to keep it forever. Erase the card, but you'll actually keep the digital file, which is really cool. Yeah, foreign language, math, social studies, anything that you need to actually quiz yourself on or quiz with others, I think is really cool.
Thank you, Ryan. And then
problem.
the last thing that's in the bag in the kit, it's this shirt that we actually designed
It's the
ourselves
green screen
here.
again.
Oh, yeah. All of us designed it here in the office, and pretty cool. I like it. I really like it a lot, and it's a really good material for the summer heat. And then the back, as well, as you can see, if you have your own shirt, it has a binary code, which says something. So if anybody has figured out what the back says, let us know. But yeah, this is what you should have in your kit. Any questions or anything like that? But make sure that you do have all of this. And if you're missing something, please let us know, and we'll get with you and make sure that you receive that item.
Well, thank you, Claudia, for that. So I'm going to pull up the agenda one more time here, and we're going to talk about what are our objectives and outcomes. Do we want to do the tour of the esports lounge, or should we do that later?
We can finish the presentation and then
Okay.
do the esports lounge tour. Yeah, I think that'd be good.
So let me pull up the objectives and outcomes. There you go.
So the objectives, like Dr. Flores was saying, this is what we're going to be working on today. Robotic science and machinery and electronics. And basically, we're going to be programming, process of telling a computer to do certain things by giving it instructions. We'll probably most likely get to that tomorrow, since we have to build the robot before we start programming it. Can you scroll down a little bit? And then the third one, coding as well. Coding, creating instructions for computer to create computer software, apps, and website and block-based coding. So that's the overall objective for this Summer Robotics Academy. And, building our robot, that's one of the main objectives as well. So today we'll only be stopping at a certain point. We won't finish building the robot today. And then tomorrow we'll finish building the robot, because this one is quite tricky with the wiring, and there's a lot of little tiny parts. So we'll have to take our time with it to make sure.
We'll get through it.
We'll get through it. Yeah. We got through it, so we'll get through it as well. Let's go to the next one. And then this is the outcomes as well. Develop logical thinking and design skills. Successfully demonstrate newly acquired programming and coding skills. Introduce your personal robot. So, all of y'all are making your own robot. We're going to show you only a few coding. So this is something that you can take as well and continue to code after the Summer Robotics Academy is over. So it doesn't just stop here. This is something that you can keep working on over and over. You could even take it apart or rebuild it. There's also other things that you can add to it as well. And by the end of the Summer Robotics Academy, we'll also be doing the showcasing, which is, demonstrating and then using your program and coding skills that you've learned. If you've done anything different to your robot, that is a time that you'll be able to show it during a showcase, obviously. The norms, so, start on time, end on time. These are really important. Treat each other with dignity and respect. Listen carefully and never interrupt. So if you do have any questions, you can always just put them down in the chat, and we'll have somebody answer you. And if you're also not understanding something, we can put you into a breakout room and help you with that as well. And then, like I said, attendance is required all 4 days. Make sure that you attend everything, because if you don't, you'll miss something really important. And then most of all, just come prepared to learn. Some of y'all have done this before, but this is a new robot. So this is something really new. So yeah, just come prepared to learn. And then this is also really, really important, the environment, and then setting up construction for the MBOT Mega. Like I said, there's a lot of pieces to this one. If you did the one for June, this one has a lot more pieces, a lot of tiny, tiny little, what are they called? Screws.
Yeah.
Very tiny screws, a lot of them, so they can roll off, they can get lost. So if you do have any pets or small kids at home, you just be really careful with them, because you're really small. So yeah, just find an area in your home where you have room to assemble your MBOT each day, and then ask your parents, guardians, or whoever you live with for permission to build a robot in the area you have chosen. So these are examples: a coffee table, dining table, corner area of the floor, bed or patio area. You just need a lot of space to be able to build this. And like I said, don't leave any loose pieces in your work area. You know, it's really dangerous if they can get swallowed. So just be careful with that. And then at the end of the day, carefully place your spare robot pieces you did not use back in your toolkit in the correct number slot, legend, and then place your assembled MBOT in a safe area. So yeah, like I said, we won't finish building the robots today. So once you're done, make sure that you put everything back into its correct area so that you don't lose it and you won't have like an issue building it for tomorrow. Do we have any questions or anything like that as of right now? I don't want to overwhelm you with like information. It says talent shirt. Oh, okay. So about the shirt, Juan let us know what the back of the shirt says. So it says talent search. Thank you, Juan. Dr. Flores wants to know, how do you know Juan Pina? I think also because he joined us in our last Summer Robotics Academy. And so I think that's it as of right now. If that's just like the how we're gonna be building it, the frames, the wires, and then attaching the sensors. That's like step 1, step 2, step 3. That's kind of like the time frame of how it's gonna go. If you have like any idea, but yeah.
Okay, so we can take the tour here if you want, and sort of show you. I want to get it set up though, so we're probably gonna get on a phone or an iPad or something, so I can walk around and show you the esports center here at UHD. If you've already seen it before, well then you're lucky. You get to see it again. So we'll just tell you a little bit about that, and then give me just a second to get that set up, and we'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to turn this microphone up to, let's see. I think we can hear you. For those on the YouTube video, you may not be able to hear all of this, but just bear with me. Okay, so this is where we're actually set up in the esports lounge. We've done several iterations of our actual setup for this, and if you could just take a look, what we have here is 4 microphones. They go into a mixer. We just got a gaming monitor that's huge. This is what we set up so that we can bring this to you. Yeah, here's our mixer and everything. So we also have an Alienware computer here. In fact, the entire esports center, if you could show maybe some of the computers over here, are run by these Alienware computers, and these are at least $5,000 machines that you can game on them. If you're a student here at UHD, you can actually participate in competitions and actually get on some teams. I know they do Overwatch and League and Apex. They've done Fortnite. A ton of different games. And if you're interested in starting a league of your own, you can actually do that. If you sign up, you just do a sign up. If you have I think it's more than 4 people, you get together, you start a team, and if you actually start becoming very well known and good at the game and in tournaments, they'll actually fly you out to different tournaments around the United States, which is really, really cool. So this is just half of the esports lounge, and usually that monitor can project everything that's going on. It's off right now, but usually projects everything that's going on during a tournament. They can actually project what's going on one monitor or multiple monitors at once. And what I really think is cool is they just replaced these chairs. These are their old chairs, and we're actually sitting in some of their brand new chairs that they spent like $20,000 on. They recline all the way back and they light up, which is really, really cool. So I just think that's really, really neat.
So, Ryan, what kind of degrees can they get with all this?
So you can actually go into computer science with this kind of. If you want to get into computers, I would recommend computer science. But if you just want to get in here and game as a student, you can in accounting or anything like that. But I would recommend checking out computer science. There's not really an esports degree yet, but I know that that's something that the university is working on, and they're actually expanding this center. So they actually have a retro gaming center for retro consoles in the other part of the student affairs building. But they're actually going to expand this whole area, is what I'm told, which is really cool because this is becoming a huge thing. And one thing to note is there's not another university that has something like this in Houston yet. They're sort of on the forefront here at the University of Houston downtown, which is cool.
And what about this equipment and if
So-
degrees that would help?
Sure. So if you're interested in something like video production, then I would recommend if you're interested in any of this, putting together audio, video equipment, video production, audio production, AV, studio, film and television is what I actually got my degree in. All of those different areas you can actually specialize and major in. If you're interested in anything like this, audio engineering is a huge field as well. Video engineering, color correction, streaming is a huge thing these days now. So there's even jobs for that. And even at esports tournaments, they bring out AV studio people to come and actually produce what you see on a live stream. So there's plenty of jobs, plenty of careers out there for something if you just want to get involved either on the front end or the back end, front of the camera, back of the camera. There's plenty of jobs or careers for that. And then over here, you can actually see some people gaming right now. We've got some gaming going on these stations here. These guys and girls are doing that. And then you actually check in over here. Actually looks like an esports lounge. You wouldn't know it until you actually look through the window, but that's what it is. They've got a little bit of a retro gaming stuff going on here, but they've moved a lot of different equipment to different areas. So that is the UHD Esports Center. I would recommend checking them out. Their social media right here if you're interested. Technical difficulties. Okay. Technical difficulties. Stand by. Okay. Okay. So sorry about that, but you got the gist of what the Esports Lounge at UHD looks like, what it has to offer. I would recommend following them. They have a Discord as well as we do, and I will share that with you as well. But they have a Discord where they'll answer all your questions. In fact, the associate director here of the Esports Center actually just created and sent me a mock-up of what they're going to use for jerseys. So it looks really, really cool, and that's what all of the esports athletes will compete in, are these jerseys. You can get different merch here from the UHD Esports Lounge, which is awesome. Okay, so now that we've done that, I want to go back to the agenda real quick, and I want to talk to you about the MBOT Mega. The MBOT Mega is a radical change from what we were used to. Whenever we first saw this robot, we knew how awesome it was just by the demo videos, which I'll show you here in a second if you already haven't seen it. It can do so many different things, and the movement is unlike any other robot. But I'll tell you this, we had a lot of people that told us the robots we've been picking are too easy. They're too easy to build. They're too easy to code. I could build this thing in an hour. And maybe that may be the case for this one. But I will tell you this. The wiring and the coding is a different beast. It is something that we have spent multiple days working with. And all the different things that you can do with this robot is so much more than any other robot because it is built off of the Raspberry Pi architecture. So it essentially is a small computer inside of the robot, which is, the other ones have computing going on, but this one is so much more. So why it was chosen? Well, it's definitely intermediate to advanced coding and building, especially when you get to the wiring portion. We will be spending at least an hour as far as that goes on explaining the wiring, because it is not that it's dangerous, but the wiring, if you get it wrong, you can burn up the Raspberry Pi or the Mega Pi unit, and then it's fried. So we were very, very careful in the wiring process to make sure that we got it right. But even still, I had messed up some of the wheels, and the wheel placement is very, very important, and it will not function properly. So unless you get it right. But I wanted to bring that up because we did have some people say, well, you're doing the same robots every year. Can we get something different? Well, we definitely brought it for this one. And we've spent quite a bit of time, and even still, we're learning. So I think after this academy is just going to be a very rudimentary, basic level to get you started with the MBOT Mega, but continue to play with it and code it. You can actually use your phone as well as the computer with coding this one, which is really neat. We're going to show you that when we get to that, probably Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's why we chose it. And so my experience was in the beginning, I don't know if we could do this in such a short amount of time, but our goal was to get you started. We'll show you how to move it forward and backward, left to right, program it with your phone and the computer, as well as use the Bluetooth controller. And we'll show you some examples of the block coding we used and that we found online. There's some really cool videos that get really into depth that I also want to share with you. And we decided to put all of that information in our virtual e-handbook, which I will show you as well. And speaking of the virtual e-handbook, I will just go ahead and show you where that's at. It is actually on our website. So I'm going to go back to our website here, which is uhd.edu/talent search. When you go to events and you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see that the only button for the Summer Robotics Academy, because obviously registration's closed, this has our dates and times. Remember that Thursday is 9:30 to 1 p.m. instead of 1 to 5 p.m. So just remember about Thursday. But this is where the virtual e-handbook is. And if you click on this button right here, it's going to open up a new tab. And it's going to bring you to a free Dropbox link. This is where you're going to find the flyer, the agenda for all of the days, the Mega Toolbox checklist that Ms. Carmona showed you, and then the virtual e-handbook links. When you click on the links portion, it's going to bring you to a Google Doc. And that Google Doc is going to have some videos introducing you to the MBOT Mega. It's also going to have some support from MakeBlock themselves on building it. So this is sort of like a guide to building it. And this is actually what we used to build it, as well as what actually came in the box. There's some video support on building it as well. There's 3 links that we found that are very, very helpful on building the MBOT Mega. And then there is the MakeBlock application, which we will talk about downloading what's called MLink if you're going to use your computer, and then creating a MakeBlock account. We'll walk you through that as well. All of that is free. All of these resources are free. And then, of course, we'll talk about updating the firmware before we actually get into coding. And this is where these 3 video links really helped us actually code this robot. So there are some wonderful creators out there that actually have done the work to record some of the content that they have done with the MBOT Mega and put together some pre-done code that we can actually look at and experiment with ourselves, and then take a step further if you want to. But like I said, some of these people get really in depth into it, and so we probably won't have time to get there, but at least there's the video support for you to follow along after the Summer Robotics Academy is over if you ever want to take it up one step further. So let me see here. So let's take a look at the agenda one more time. See that we're...
Actually, we did miss something that I did want to
Yeah.
do with you guys before we start building the MBOT. Just to get to know you guys just a little bit more. Can you go to number 6?
Sure.
So we're gonna be doing hello, my name is. Basically, it's tell us your student grade, tell us something about yourself. Go. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah. So tell us your name. Sorry. Your school. Your grade, and then tell us something about yourself, something interesting that you like to share. I can go first. I can't do three of these. Well, maybe I can. Yeah. Hello, my name is Miss Claudia Carmona, and I go to Texas State right now as well. So I am a student there. I'm doing my master's for Spanish, so that's something about myself. And then I was born in Miami, so yeah, that's something that kind of like that, something short and sweet, so that we can get to know each other for these next 3 days, 3 or 4 days, 4 days.
4 days. Yeah.
If you want, you can also go,
Yeah.
Ryan.
Sure. My name's Ryan Gilo. I went to Spring High School. Then I went to Lone Star Community College. Then I went to the University of North Texas, where I got my bachelor's. And then almost exactly 1 year ago, I earned my master's with the University of Houston, Victoria. Um, Something about myself, I really enjoy like video production and streaming type things. That's actually what I went to school for at the University of North Texas. And so I really enjoy doing that on the side, but I actually get to bring this hobby to work by doing this type of stuff too. So it's really cool. All right.
Does anybody want to go next? And I don't mind randomly picking people either. I want to be one of those. I'm sorry. Emma, do you want to go first?
Yes.
Oh, I can't hear her.
Okay. 1 second. Get you. Okay. So let me pull up what it is. So you're just introducing yourself. What's your name, your school, your grade, and just something about yourself.
Okay. I'm Emma Casallo.
Can you hear them?
I'm going into 10th, and I like to do art on my phone.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing. Juan, do you want to go next?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, my name is Juan Ipina. I'm a junior. I'm attending Blanson CTE High School. And one thing about myself is I like 3D designing things.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Roman, how about yourself? Do you want to share? We can't hear you, Roman.
I think you're muted.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, we can
We
hear you
gotcha.
Okay. Way to start things off. My name's Roman McGaffin, recent graduate of Davis High School, and I'm soon going to Lone Star Tomball. And one thing to know about myself is that I really like card games.
Card
I guess
games?
that's the thing. Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm also a bit of an artist, planning to get a major in animation.
That's awesome. All right. Thank you so much for sharing.
Of course.
Who do we have next? Sherman, do you want to share? I see that you're wearing the Talent Search shirt. It looks good. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks great.
Hi, my name is Sherman Thompson, and I'm attending Blanchard CTE. I'm a senior. One thing about myself is that I like learning about the brain. So, yeah.
About the brain?
Yes.
That's awesome. Right. Thank you so much for sharing. Tom Sana, do you want to go next? We can't hear you.
I think you're muted, Thompsona. Okay, we can come back to you if you want.
Who?
Do you want me to introduce myself?
Yes, please.
Yeah, sorry. I was
Yeah.
trying to get the spotlight on you here. Here we go.
You're
Okay.
good. My name's Nadieli Jimenez, also known as Nayeli. I am a senior and I attend MacArthur High School. And something about me is I'm currently playing volleyball.
Volleyball?
Okay. Cool.
Thank you so much for sharing. Juliana, do you want to go next?
Hi, my name is Juliana. I'm a junior at Blanston and I'm an artist.
You're an artist?
Yes.
Okay. What do you
sorry,
yeah,
go
what
ahead.
what
do
do
you
you
like to draw?
Mostly digital art.
Digital
Okay.
art. Okay. Very cool.
Thank you for sharing.
Who else do we have?
We have Ruben. Ruben, do you want to share?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
You see me?
Yeah. There. I think I'm getting. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, my name's Ruben Cardozo. I'm a junior at Blanchard CT, and I like playing sports.
Playing sports? All right.
Awesome. Any
Yeah.
particular sport or just in all of them?
Oh, I play basketball with my brother.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Ruben.
you're welcome.
We have Janet. Yeah, we have Janet. Okay. Janet, did you want to share?
We may not have Janet right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Husai? Juan?
She said, can she type?
Oh,
Yeah.
can you type? Yeah, okay, Janet. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Oops.
Go more that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have. Is there more with it after that? Yeah. Okay, so we have Juan and Paul left. So Janet said she's a graduate from Davis and she's interested in all the arts. All right, thank you so thank you so much, Janet, for sharing.
Janet, you can also, I know you've been accepted and you're going off to college here in about a month. I remember an email from you. So if you want to share that information, that'd be great. I think we have Topsona back. Janet, can you let us know? I mean, you can send me a private message if you don't want everyone else to know. But where you? Carleton College in Minnesota.
Oh wow, okay.
So, private, public, Janet, can you let us know what you will be studying at Carleton?
Is it university? Private liberal arts. We'll be paying some bucks.
We have two more participants to share. We have Juan and Paul. Whoever wants to go next.
Average cost after aid, $29,000.
Also, I think Tom's.
Thompsona, are you back? I think you're back here.
Yes.
Okay, let me go ahead and spotlight you for a
I don't
second.
know why.
There we go. Now we can hear you. We have you.
Hello?
Yeah, you're all good to
You're
share.
good.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, my name is Thompson. I'm a Rasi senior at Benson City High School, and I like to write.
You like to write? Awesome. Anything you want to
Yeah.
major in or study in college?
Yeah, I'm trying to major in social work, so I'm
Okay.
trying to study social work and some psychology.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that, Thompson. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else that we missed that would like to participate? We'd like to have everybody participate. If you could at least type in the chat or unmute yourself, whatever you can do to do that, that'd be great. So Janet says her college is an Ivy League private liberal arts school, and you'll be there for Bachelor's of Studio Art.
Jerry wants to participate. Yeah, he hasn't gone.
Where's Jerry? Okay.
He's right there.
Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry.
Okay.
Well, I am from Davis High School, and my name is Jerry Davis, of course. And I'm going to be in, in a few months, it's going to be production of the new season of Bel Air, and I'm going to be in there as an extra.
Wow.
And yeah.
Okay.
Which will later play into a main character.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Jerry. That's amazing. That's
Thank you.
That's quite an accomplishment. Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay. Anybody else? Like I said, I know we have a few that have not. Maybe you're not there. But
Just the ones that participate. I think it's Jose, and Juan, and Paul. If any of you guys wanted to participate.
Okay.
Well, thank you all who did participate. I really appreciate learning all of this about you. So yeah, thank you.
Okay. So let's go back to our agenda. Over here. Yeah. Okay, so we went over the virtual e-handbook a little bit early, but what I want to do now is let's take, you want to take a 15, 20-minute break, and then we'll come back after the break. I'll just put it on an intermission screen here. And, well, I'll put it on a be right back screen. And then in about 15, 20 minutes, what we will do is come back. So let's come back at, let's do 2:45. And then let's actually start building the frame of our Mbot Mega together. I know that some of you are eager to build and everything, but with this one, with this particular robot, I would ask that you refrain, especially if you get close to the wiring portion, because that's going to be very important for you to follow exactly the instructions that we give, because it can be something else if you can end up frying your robot, in other words. So what we'll do is at 2:45 we'll come back. Paul, it's okay. You can introduce everyone. If you don't have a mic or a camera that's working, just introduce yourself in chat so everyone knows who you are. what school you go to, what grade, and something interesting that you would like to tell everybody about yourself. Okay? So we'll take a quick 20-minute break. Be back at 2:45. Give it just another minute, everyone. We'll be getting started here shortly.
everyone. Thank you for joining us back. I hope everyone is ready to start building. So I'm excited. So so for today we're gonna be building. We're gonna be doing like our frame. As you can see here, we'll start on building like the Mega Pi. So I want to start off by saying like this is the remote control right here. As you can see, this is already comes together, and all that you need to do is just put on the batteries. So this we don't need to worry about right now until we're done, and then we're doing like the coding. So I'm gonna put this to the side, and then you'll see your box that you have that came into it with your kit. I'm gonna open it and take out the blue. As you can see, the blue box, which is what we're gonna need. So when we're building it, I call it like step 1, step 2, step 3. We're gonna be building this together. So if you have like any issues or you're confused, let us know in the chat, or just like stop and say like, hey, Miss Claudia, like I'm lost here. Like I don't know if I did this right. Let us know so that we can pause and help you, because we all want to be on the same step, and we don't want to leave anybody behind, or I don't want you to feel confused or stressed out. So we'll have Mr. I don't call you Gilo. So we'll have Mr. Gilo and Mrs. McGoey helping you if you guys need anything, and just let me know like, hey, stop, slow down. I do talk pretty fast, I know that. So just let me know. No, that's okay. I think we're ready to start. Let me know if you guys can't see anything, or it's blurry, or yeah. So we'll see. We have these right here that we're just gonna take out of our blue box, which is our shield. Ooh. Oh, having some technical difficulties. Actually, before we do start, can you pass me the robot? I wanted to show you what the final look is gonna be like, just so you guys can see. This is what it's gonna look like. That this is from the top view. It has a lot of wires, and this is the bottom view. As you can see right here, these are our wheels. This is the back. It has these little sensors right here in the back, and then this is our front. So this is what it should look like when we're done building it together. It's pretty cool. And another thing as well that's really important to see, turn it on when we're done, it's going to be on the inside right there, and that's like a little on and off switch that you have.
It sounds off.
Can everybody hear me? They said we got a yes, thumbs up, thank you. But yeah, this is our finished product, just to show you. So I'm starting off by taking this out of our blue box that everybody should have. This is for our batteries that we will need until the end as well. Everybody should have 6 batteries as well for this. And then our little brackets are in the blue box as well. And I'm just going to take these off and put them to the side because we won't need them right now. And then the most important piece of it all is the Mega Pi, or the Raspberry Pi, but for today we're gonna call it Mega Pi so nobody's confused. And it should look like this. It's gonna come in like a little packet like this. Everything there? So I'm gonna open this and take it out. You guys want to be really, really careful with this. As you can see, it's really delicate. It has a lot of pointy stuff on it, and we're gonna be connecting a lot of stuff onto here and right here. So yeah, just be really, really careful with it. It's really delicate, and it's one of the it's basically the brain of this robot. So you want to be really careful. I'm gonna set this down and put this to the side. Here you go.
So that's essentially the Mega Pi, or the Raspberry Pi, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know, you guys, if I'm going a little too fast and you want me to slow down. So like I said, we're going to be starting with this, and we're going to be connecting the motor drive onto the Mega Pi. So I'm going to open up my toolbox on the front side. And here it is. So once I open it, you'll see that I'm going to go on to number 1. And I'm going to take out the motor drives, which is right here. There should be 2 of them. I'm going to close this. Actually, we're going to take out number 7 as well because that's going to be our first step, installing the Bluetooth module and the motor drive. And then I'm just going to close this because I don't need anything else from here. So they all should come sealed like this. And I'm going to open them. And this is, you're going to find the Bluetooth module on your number 7 in your toolbox kit. And then this is what the Bluetooth should look like. It's going to say Bluetooth on there, so you shouldn't confuse this for anything else. Oh, so if you don't have a number 7, a couple of students, it's already going to be installed onto your CyberPi. So you should be okay. If you already see it, it should be already installed onto there if it's not on inside your box. So you shouldn't have to worry about anything. You just don't have to do that step of putting your Bluetooth module in, okay? So I'm going to put this down, and then I'm also going to open up this one, which is your motor drive, and you're going to find that in your number 1. So these have like a little, I wouldn't know what to call these, but just a little protector thingy right here. So you're just going to take that off, and then put that down. Also be really gentle with these as well. A little SAMR moment. Okay. Sorry. So we're going to start by installing the motor drive. And then this one is, let's have them pointed this way. So the first motor drive, it's going to go onto here. This, do you see how they have it positioned with the green pointing this way? So this is how you can have it positioned. And then you see these blue things right here. This is important for when you're installing your motor drive. So you have it like this with the white pointing out towards, not towards you, away from you. So flip it over. The yellow should be on your left side. So the yellow goes to the yellow right here, and then you're just gonna kind of just put it down like that, as you can see. Yeah, I let her know that it's already connected. Yeah, it's pre-installed, yeah. So this one is gonna go down onto here. I'm just gonna press it down. You see how that connects right there? So we have our first motor drive installed. Let me know if you guys can see it. Is everybody good for now? Everybody has a first step done? Yeah? Awesome. So then I'm gonna grab my second motor drive right here.
Oh wait, Jerry still needs.
Jerry said no? Okay, we can hold off on a second and let Jerry connect it. So right now, this is what it looks like with one motor drive. The white is on top of the green. You see that? Oops.
Yeah, just be very careful because these pins are very delicate. I've already had a bend on me whenever I was putting those, so be very careful. Take your time.
Yeah, it can feel kind of weird when you're pushing down. You just be really, really gentle, like Mr. Gilo said. Jerry, are you good?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, awesome. So I'm going to go on. Does anybody else need any more time before I go on to the second motor drive? What do you do if there's a pen in one of the pins? A bend in one of the pins. Which pins? These pins right here?
What I would probably suggest, it's the black one in the back. What I would suggest, Roman, I'm trying to find out which one it is. Because you can try and straighten it out, but you don't want to break the pin off of the board.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't see him
I'm pretty sure it will come up later, but the one I'm referring to is back here.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can spotlight you so we can see. Okay.
Oh, he's talking about like right here for these right here. Okay, he's talking about them. One of these right here, right?
Yes, at the very
Okay.
back.
So are you able to try and use your fingers to straighten that out, or no? Do you think that would?
I'm pretty sure I can, but I'm not confident in it.
Okay, what I would suggest is try it. If we fail with it and it breaks, we'll have to get you a new one. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I mean, I would hate for you to have to come back up here or your parents, but we'll figure it out. We'll definitely make it right to make sure you have a one that's functioning. But try not to break it off. If you have to use like a pry tool or something, maybe a screwdriver, just to try and get it back to that upright position.
Like a needle nose plier.
Maybe a needle nose or tweezers or something.
Yeah.
I have those. I'll see if I can do something about it.
Okay. Okay.
And if it does break out, like Mr. Gilo said, just let us know and we can get you a new one.
I
Yeah,
understand.
we'll make it right.
All right.
So like I said, I'm just gonna go and then connect the second. So there's only two motor drives, and then I'm just gonna go, just like I said, yellow to yellow. So that's just gonna go right there, and you see like the red, so red to red, and then yellow to yellow, and then we're just gonna connect this right here. Do you guys see that? Just make sure that they're both the white. They're next to each other. So you can see I'm struggling here a little bit, and that's okay. There you go. So I finally got that in. It takes a second. The second one is a little bit harder to input, but as you can see, I'm about to just push that in. And there you go. See, it's connected. And I just push down a little bit, not too hard, but just a little bit to make sure that it's all good. And then this is what it should look like. And a little side, and then on this side right here, you see that there's no gaps or anything, so just make sure that it's fully pushed in. Is everybody good on this part? Before I continue to the Bluetooth module. We're all good? Yes? Okay. Sherman's good? Okay, so for the Bluetooth module, this one, it's gonna go right here where you see the blue, the 4 and then the 3. So this is gonna have 4 little holes, and this one's gonna have 3 little holes, and then there's gonna be like this little circle gray thing right here. So that's where the Bluetooth module is gonna go on top of here. No, just kidding. I messed up. Right?
What?
No, that's where it goes. Okay, I'm not.
This is a box right here. You have that one. It goes like, that's like that. So it's gonna go like that.
No, right. We're here, right? Yeah, right here. Yeah, okay. I was just confused for a second, but no. Okay, yeah, so it is gonna go right here, as you can see. So you can see right here before I push it in, it's 3 and 3, and then right here is 4. Sorry, 4 and 4. So make sure that those are correctly like to each other before you like push in, and then you just kind of it should go in easily like that. So yeah, that's how it's gonna look like after you put your Bluetooth. This one, it's pretty easy to just push in. You shouldn't have like any like issues, and yeah, see, it doesn't fall off or anything. So this is what it's gonna look like with both the motor drives and the Bluetooth right here.
So it's gonna be like where the square part is at.
Yeah.
The one that's like a connector for the computer. So it goes on this direction. So they turn it So if you find that connection, just go straight down, and
Yeah.
that's where you connect it.
It's the only blue on the MegaPi, so it should just be connected to the blue. So think of like Bluetooth. It kind of, it matches. Is everybody good on this step? Are we done on this step right now? With everything connected, no issues, nothing. You can just put like a thumbs up or anything, 2 thumbs up, okay, awesome. I just let me know if there's any issues or anything like that. All right, so I think that everybody is good on this point. So right now for the next step is that we're gonna mount the MegaPi to the body shell, as we can see right here. So we're still gonna use this. We're gonna get our body, or the body shell, which is this one. It should look like this. It says make blocks on both sides. The little smiley face right here. And then this right here. So this is the front of the MegaPi. And Jerry said we just did the Bluetooth. Yes, we did do the Bluetooth. Are you caught up on that step, Jerry?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Perfect.
And then this is the back of the MegaPi. No, my bad. Of the Megabot.
Yeah. So at this point, they have what? They've got the Bluetooth module, the 2 motor drives connected. Okay.
Yeah, this is really important to make sure that you have this and don't miss this, because once you do keep building them, like this is gonna go on top of that. So it's gonna be difficult to like take everything apart and then put things back. So these are really important step, and the Bluetooth is really important for this robot. So the next step is that we're gonna need our plastic spacers and our screws and our body shell, which we already have our body shell. So I'm gonna open this and then get number 12 out. And they look like this. These are black screws, and they're 8 millimeters. Yeah, 8 millimeters. So they're pretty tiny. So yeah, be careful with these. And then we're gonna go on to number 10 right here. Sorry if you can see number 10 and then number 12. So we'll take 10 out as well because we need that for this step. And it's these plastic little spacers right here. And it's gonna be on the front side of your toolbox. So yeah, let me open that again. 10 and 12 are the ones that we're needing for this step. And we'll also actually need the screwdriver. So I'm going to turn this around, and it should say back on there. And then I'm going to get my screwdriver, and that is going to be on 18 right here. And your screwdriver, it looks like this with both of these things in here. I'm going to take this out. I'll put that to the side. So right now I'm just getting out my screwdriver and getting this ready so that I'm able to mount the MegaPi. So right now how we're mounting it, we make sure that our little smiley, you can see it on the page right here, the smiley face should be facing this way, or whichever way is like more easy for you to like build. And then the Bluetooth is going to be facing, it's going to be like this. Sorry, but if I'm not making any sense, let me know. But you can see right here also where you're going to be connecting the Bluetooth. It's going to be like right here. Yeah. Right there. So you're only connecting it to 3, and it's going to be these 3 little holes right here. 1, 2, and 3. And they're going to go right here. 1, 2, and 3. You see that? It's going to be right here by the make block if it's facing you this way. So before you put down any plastic spacers, you make sure that you have it like this and make sure that it's put on correctly before you start screwing anything. As you can see, the holes, they correlate. So yeah. So before you put this down again, so where you saw that we have 1, 2, and 3 where we're putting down the Mega Pie, we're going to put our plastic spacers. When I was building this, I had a little bit of difficulty as well because they're just really tiny, as you can see, really, really tiny. So you kind of have to like hold on to them to make sure that they don't fall. So I need 3 of these. I'm just going to put them right here. And then I'm going to get 3 screws as well. Here you go, 3 screws that you can see. So also before I start mounting it, I just want to make sure, okay, yeah, as you can see, this screwdriver has 2 sides. So you're going to be needing, I want to make sure that this is the correct one. So yeah, it's this one. You're going to be needing this side because it has, it's not like, what's it called? Focusing.
Okay, it's not out. Put your hands.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay, so it has this side. Sorry. It has this side and this side. So we're going to be needing this side right now to screw down the Mega Pie. So I'm just going to put this like this and make sure that I have the correct side of the screwdriver on. Okay. So first you put on your little plastic spacers right here. You're seeing what I'm putting on 1, 2, and 3. I want to make sure that they're aligned before I put anything down. And then, so you can see right here on the paper, it's plastic spacers, Mega Pie, and then the screw. So I'm going to set down my Mega Pie really carefully so I don't move my plastic spacers. Also, once you're like screwing in, they'll like kind of come together more. That's going to be like a little loose. Also, just make sure that it looks like this, with the Bluetooth facing this way and then these facing that way as well. So make sure that everything is aligned correctly before you start. I'm going to start on this side right here and just going to put my screwdriver in like that. Let me see. Also, these are magnetic. So you can also have it like that and put it in like that. So I'm just going to hold on to the Mega Pie and then I'm just going to screw in right here. And I felt it tightened up. So that's, this one is already secure. So that's going to help me put in the rest of the screws in here for the Mega Pie. So you can also move the plastic spacer a little bit underneath here to make sure that it's good with your screwdriver. And I'm just going to grab my screwdriver and my screw and put this together right here so it's a little bit easier since it's magnetic. So then I'm going to put the second one in here. And then I'm just going to screw, 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 screw. And then screw until I feel it tighten. So just make sure that it's pretty tight so it doesn't fall off or anything. We wouldn't want that. And then we have our last one here. Oops, I moved my plastic spacer a little bit, but that's okay. There we go. So then we have our last one here. As you can see is the little golden ring right there. So I'm just gonna grab again my last screw and make sure that it's right there. And I'm just gonna screw it in until I make sure, there we go, until I can feel it tighten and I can't screw anymore. But you know, so this is what it should look like. 1, 2, 3. It's only 3 screws right here. And as you can see, I have that on right there. And you're able to see where it has like the plastic spacers right there. And it's with the smiley face like right here. So it should This is like the final product and what it should look like. Is everybody good on this part? There's somebody in the waiting room. Thumbs up. Are you guys? I know it's a little tricky with the spacers and the screws being so tiny. Like I'm a little nervous, to be honest, as well. Making sure, but it really does help to put down the plastic spacers and just be really delicate with it. But as you can see, like it doesn't fall off or anything because I made sure that they're screwed on really correctly, and screwed it on really tight. So is everybody ready to move on to the next step, or do you need like a few extra minutes to screw this on to make sure? I'm gonna leave it right here just so you can see this. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you see where this says make block right here? You should have, like, just make sure that this is right here, like this little thing right here, and then your power switch is also going to be right here on this side. And like I said, this is where you're going to turn it on, so it's really important that you're able to just like go in and turn it on and off. So I'm just going to set this right here, and then I'm going to give you guys like 2 minutes just to make sure that everything is good before we move on to the next step. Put this over here so you don't need it. No, not for this one. So I'm gonna put it back. So I'm not using these screws anymore, the 8. So I'm gonna put them back into their thing so we don't lose them until we need them again. Oh, we need them for the next step. So, are we all good? Just put a thumbs up if we're good, or you need some extra time or extra explanation. Sherman said yes. How about anybody else? We got some thumbs up. Yes. Okay. Awesome. I'm glad that we're good on this step. So next, we're going to be needing our IR proximity sensors, M3 nuts, 2 of them. We're going to need 2 10mm screws, and then again with the plastic spacers. So I'm going to go ahead and take out all of that before we start on our next step. You can find the proximity sensors on number 2. There is just 3 of them, but for now you only need 2. And then I'm going to take out the nuts, which are in the number 11. And then there are these ones right here. These are like the metal ones. And then we're going to need our 10mm screws, which we can find in number 8, which is right here. And they should look like this. And then our plastic spacers, we are already using them, so they're out right here. But you can find that in number 10. And that's all we're going to need for our next step, and obviously our screwdriver. Okay, so we're going to start on our next step. So first, we make sure that when we put the IR proximity sensor, well, first let me open them. Let me take them out. They should look like this. be really careful with these little, I don't want to call them like light bulbs. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these can move really easily. If you hit it against something, they can fold. So just be really, really careful with these.
Sharing number, the sensors.
Yeah, the sensors are in number 2. The nuts are in number 11. The screws that we need are in number 8. And then with the plastic spacers are in number 10. Let me know if you need me to repeat that again. Thank you. ¿Es la basura? Oh, okay. Just making sure. No, that's okay, Jerry. Don't be afraid to ask questions or to double check. You know, we don't want to make any mistakes, and you just want to have the correct ones, and that's okay. So now that we have all of that ready, we're gonna start and make sure before we screw anything in, placement is really important. So as you can see, also in the picture right here, you can see like the little smiley face. The IR proximity sensors, I'm gonna have it like this way, are gonna go on this side. Not here, but here. So make sure that when you're putting the IR proximity sensor that you can see the smiley face. So they're gonna go on this hole and then on this hole right here. This one and this one. So I'm gonna start on this side and I'm gonna start putting on my IR proximity sensor. So I'm gonna need my plastic spacer. So for right now, I'm just gonna take out a plastic spacer and the nut and then one of the screwdrivers. Also, the way that you place these are really important. So it's gonna go like this. As you can see, I'm gonna do that again. And it's gonna go to this hole, to this hole. But I'm gonna double check to just make sure. Yeah, it does go like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you this one. So as you can see, it kind of does stick out a little bit. And that's okay. That's how it's supposed to go. So let me just put this over here. So once you're putting it, it's gonna be on the second hole right here. So this one, again, let me repeat. It goes like this, and it does stick out a little bit, and then that's completely fine. So you're gonna need your plastic spacer again, and then this one's gonna go right here. Your M nut is gonna go, or M3 nut, sorry, is gonna go underneath. And then you're gonna screw it all in together. So you're kind of need to hold all of this like together to screw it in. This one's a little tricky because you kind of need like both hands. Also, let's double check that we have this screw. So we had it on this, so we're gonna have to switch it over to the other side so that we're able to screw it in. So it should look like this one right here. So let's make sure to flip over our screwdriver for the next part. So I'm gonna set this down right here and put this like this. I'm gonna grab it from like this angle, whichever angle is like better for you, so you're able to put it all together. And then your nut is gonna go underneath all of this. So I kind of use like my index finger to hold it all from the underneath, and then this one like that. So I have my index finger holding like the nut underneath, and then I have the plastic spacer right here. And then I'm gonna set down the IR proximity sensor like that. And then I'm gonna grab, can you grab me one of these nuts or screws? Sorry. As you can see, I have my nut like right here underneath, holding it with my index finger. Give me 1 second. Also, they're so tiny that it gets hard to hold it all at once.
Remember we talked about like putting it in first and then barely timing it?
Yeah. So
Like, put it in like this.
oh no, wait, the plastic spacer, sorry, goes right here. Then the plastic spacer. And they don't have to be perfectly aligned because when you're screwing it in, they'll align on them by themselves. Let me see. And then I'll just kind of throw in the screwdriver in here. And then I'm still holding the nut from underneath. Ooh, it's a little tricky. There you go. Okay, so it's kind of, I'm just trying to make sure that it's screwing in. There we go. So I have all of this put together. It was a little difficult because it's basically you're holding all of these 4 pieces together. You have the proximity sensor, the screw, the plastic spacer, and then the nut underneath. So this is what it should look like underneath. Like I said, remember it's on your on the second hole right here. So make sure that you have that, and it is going to be popping out a little bit like this. Let me flip it over again, and it's going to look like this. So it is difficult to hold it all in together, but like once you start screwing it in, they all start coming together. So that helps a little bit, but just having them holding into place, it's like the most tricky part for me. Also, if you have like shaky hands, that does not help. Yeah, carpal tunnel. So I'm gonna do the same step on this side. So make sure it's the second one on the back right here, not the first one, but the second one. So I'm grabbing my plastic spacer, and then I already have my screw. And then another one of these.
Is it okay if I ask something?
Say that again?
Oh, I was just wondering if I can, like, ask something.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Wouldn't it be easier to, like, use the wrench that came in the toolkit and then, like...
Yeah, you can. You could do it from the bottom as well. It's whichever, like right here, you can see, like, you can use this. The wrench helps as well for that. So whichever it's easier for you to hold on to that too, because you can use a wrench to hold on to the nut, so it can stay in place. That helps. So yeah, you can use this too. So this is that. Thank you so much for your suggestion. I just forget to use this sometimes, instead of using your fingers, but that does help keep it in place. So if you want to do that, for sure do that. Thank you so much for your suggestion.
No problem.
So I'm going to go ahead and do the second one. Actually, let me go back and tighten this because you can see sometimes if you don't tighten it correctly, it kind of moves a little bit. So I'm just going to go and tighten it a little bit more. Yeah. And I'm going to go to the bottom. And then tighten it up like that too as well. So it's, you know, not loose. It's tight. Yeah. Okay. See, now it doesn't like move or anything, and it's good because you don't want to have any issues with that. So now you see how it doesn't move. So I use the bottom to like make sure that the nut is on tight, and then I screwed it on the top again just to make sure that it doesn't like fall off or anything like that. So on the next step, on the next one, I'm gonna do the same thing. And make sure that it's on the second one right here. I'm going to add my plastic spacer. And then it's going to be on this hole right here. You're right. It is easier to just do this. So it's kind of easier just to put in the screw. put the plastic spacer like this all together, and then just kind of put it in the hole right there. So you kind of already have it all together. And then you can grab your plastic spacer. So technically I gave you like two ways of doing it that helps. I'm just going to put my finger right here on the plastic spacer. I mean on the nut, and then I'm just going to start screwing this in. And then I'm going to arrange it here at the, right here. I'm just going to make sure that it's all, everything is together. So I'm still holding in the bottom and screwing it in. And yeah, you see how that all comes together. So I'm just going to flip it. And then I'm going to tighten the back. Kind of have to slide it in there. And then I'm just tightening it right there. Do you see that? So that's screwed in pretty well. And then I'm just going to come to the top here again. And then make sure, there we go, that it's tightened up pretty well. As you can see, it doesn't move. So it really helps to go to use this wrench and then tighten up the back so it doesn't like fall off or anything. And then yeah, this is what it should look like. I have both mine screwed in, and it should look like this. I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes because it's a lot with this, with like the 4 pieces and all of that. Okay. You can also let me know when you're done with the steps so that we can continue on to the next one. You can just put like a thumbs up or anything like that as well. We have 1 thumbs up. Still need these screws. Paul said yes, he's good on that. So I'm getting ready for my next step. We still need the nuts for this step as well, and then we need the screws, the same screws, a 10mm, and then we need the, sorry about that, we need these motor brackets right here. These ones right here, which you can find in your blue box. So it's these ones right here. So I'm just getting ready for the next step. I'm not starting it. I'm just getting all like my supplies ready. So I'm just gonna put this. I'm just gonna keep this right here so you guys can see as like a preview for your proximity sensors. I don't need the plastic spacers right now, so I'm gonna put that back in the box, which goes back number 10. So for right now, for our next step, I'm just gonna take out number 4, which is a RGB LED, and that's not it. This is number 4. Sorry about that. So number 4 and number 5, which is what our next ones that we need, which is 2 of those, which is right here, and then number 5. is everybody good to move on to the next step, or do you guys need more time for adding your proximity sensors? I know.
Te enseñé cómo meterle usas. That's what you're doing right now, right?
Mm-hmm. I hate this stuff. Jerry Davis has said more time, so I'm going to give you guys a few more minutes. I'm just going to prep for the next step and just give you guys more time so that you're able to put that on.
Usa el ángulo de abajo que no vas a usar para meterle el screw. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Because I didn't do that.
I'm living my ASMR dream. And nuts. And so right here I have all of my things ready for the next step. So I'm gonna give you guys about, what do you say, 2 more minutes, and we'll start on our next step at 3:46. Jerry's done. Okay, that's good. Does anybody else need any more time? You can just put it in the chat or anything like that. So right now I'm just taking all the things that we need for our next step. So I took out 4 of the little nuts, which is like you can find on the number 11. So it's just these ones. So you need 4 of these for the next step. And then 4 of the same screwdrivers that we were using on the past one, which is the 10mm one. So you need 4 of these. So I'm just taking out 4 right here and then putting it to the side so that they're just easily at reach. And then put that to the side. So I have right here, I have my RGB LED. So you need both of these. They look like this with 4 little white squares. So you need 2 of these, and I have them right here. So make sure that you have both of these, and you'll be able to find that one at number 4 in your toolbox. And then for the next one, we have our impact switch. So you need both of these, which I have right here. And then they have these little things that you can press down, the little switch. So you need 2 of these. And then you can find that in number 5 in your toolbox. And then just these 2 brackets right here. And then that one's not in your toolbox, it's in your blue box. So yeah, that's how, and then your, oops, sorry about that. And then your screwdriver, which should be, yeah, the same way. We're not flipping it over or anything. It's the same side. So we're gonna have that, and then we're just gonna get ready for our next step. You know, you can look your, if you have your manual, which you should, you can use this for reference on how to set it up and how it's gonna look like. And so it's it helps you in that, just like a little reference pic, but we're gonna build it together. So when I'm setting it down, this is gonna be at the bottom like this, like set it down like that, but we can do one side by one, but make sure that they're like this when you're, where you can see all the little holes like that. So we don't want it like this, we want it like this. Oops. So yeah, this is how we want it set up so that we're able to add our stuff. So we're gonna start whichever one, they just make sure that they're facing both this way, and I'm gonna start with this one, and I'm gonna start with the impact switch, which is this one right here, and it's gonna be the first one, but this one you have to make sure it goes underneath your bracket, not on top but underneath, and that's really, really important. So this one is going to go underneath. I'm going to grab my nut and then my screwdriver. The nut is going to go on top, and then the the screw is going to go underneath. So I'm just setting the nut on top like this. And then it's going to go like that. It's easier to just kind of put your screw in like that, and then kind of just, let me grab this again. So yeah, I put my screwdriver in right here, and I'm just holding it from the bottom, and then I'm just kind of put this right here, and then I'm gonna put in my nut, and I'm just kind of screwing it in with my fingers so it's in there like that. Here we go. I'm just gonna flip it over like this, and I like to use a screwdriver, but you can use a wrench as well, and kind of put it in like that, and then just start screwing it in. I feel like that's not helping, so I'm gonna use my wrench. There you go. So I'm using my wrench because I feel like that is helping a little bit more than my screwdriver. And then just kind of screwing it in. It's kind of hard since I have this in the way.
Another thing you can do, Claudia, is you can hold it with the wrench on top and screw it from the bottom.
Yeah. That's so you can just put this in like this, and then go ahead and then just screw that in so it tightens up. So I think I got it. I did. Okay. So it should look like this. So I kind of went in like this as well, so it's easier to screw in. And then just make sure that it's tight. You can see that it's kind of moving. So it should look like this and like this. You can kind of see it. It should look like that, like on the picture as well. So I'm going to set this one aside, and I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side with this one, with the impact switch. And then this one is going to go right here. So I'm going to grab my nut and then my screw. So I'm going to put, it doesn't stand up that well on its own. So I'm just going to set it down. But I'm going to put my screw in right here. Because like I said, that's a little bit easier. And then just put it in right here. And then I'm going to put my screwdriver. It's a little bit easier as well to just use your fingers. So I'm just kind of screwing. So it kind of stays together. You see? I'm just kind of using my fingers right there. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab my wrench and then put that in there so I can hold it. Oops. And I'm just kind of flipping it over and putting my screwdriver in here. I have my wrench holding the nut from the bottom. And I'm just kind of screwing it in right here from this side. Oops. Now I'm just going to kind of fix it because it's not straight. And then I'm going to go in again and screw that in. I took the thing off right there. And then just screw until you feel that it's really tight because you don't want this to fall off either. And at the end it should look like that. And I can kind of move it a little bit. There we go. So that it's straight. So then let me grab my other one. And they both should look like that. And then you can see that they look the same on the picture as well. So, you know, just kind of want to keep looking back at it for reference and make sure that, and these are going to go, they go underneath like the bracket right here. But when the next one that we do does not. This one's going to go on top, and then this one goes on this hole right here, right?
Yeah, right in the middle, right where there's a circle, the holes. Right here.
Yes, I'm going to count down 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So it's going to go on the 6th hole if you count from this hole right here that we already have screwed in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to go on the 6th hole, and it aligns right here. Do you see like this hole right here, and then it goes right like that? So it's going to go on this hole for when we're putting in the RGB LED. So it's this one. Is everybody good on these right here? On the impact switch? Does everybody else got that before I start putting in the second one? Can you see the...
There's no chat.
No chat?
No.
There's one right now.
Oh, right now. Yes.
Good? Ruben's good? All right. Thank you, Ruben. Thompsana said no. Okay, I'll give you guys a couple more minutes. This one goes, it's going to go like this, right? Look at the video. Okay, yeah, I'll try. So you see I have both of them right now. They both only have their impact switch.
Can you show both of them on the camera so that you can see?
Yep, I got you. I'm putting them up right here, side by side. Is that good? Do you need me to go and let me see a little bit more? so I can see. Yes. Let me put it underneath my hand. So it should look like that on the first one. I'm going to flip it on the side. And then I'm going to flip it over like that. So it should look like this. Let me grab the second one. You can see side by side.
Okay.
Done? Okay. Awesome. Does anybody else need any more time so I can go to the next one? We're all good? I'm going to continue. So, you guys see how we have this way it's pointing away from you? Can you show them again? Okay.
Behind us so we can see that.
This is from the back. Jerry, is that good? Or do you need some more time before we continue? No? Okay. Awesome. So the next one that we're going to use is this one, which is the RGB LED, like I said, with the 4 little squares. So when you're putting it in onto your bracket, make sure that these little 3 prongs right here are facing away from you. Not towards you, but away. So they have to be away, and they go on the 6th hole from starting from this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to go on this hole, on the 6th hole, like this. And the prongs should be facing away from you. I mean, if you're working this way, then yeah, but like the way I'm seeing it right now, it's just away from me, and make sure the prongs are facing that way. And as you can kind of see that these prongs are just going to be looking at each other. So yeah. So we can start, we're going to need the same thing, your nut, and then your screw, and then your screwdriver as well. Your nut is going to go on top. And then the screw is going to come in from the bottom. Ooh, so I'm just kind of connect this like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can see that my screw is popping out right here. And I'm just kind of putting it in here like this. And I have it like this. I have the nut right here on my fingers. And then I'm just kind of pop the nut in like this so it's a little bit easier. So that we have all the pieces connected. There we go. Sorry, I just had some issues aligning it. But as you can see, it's not all the way in, but I just have my nut here at the tip so it doesn't like fall off or anything, and then we're able to screw it all in. So I'm just going to kind of flip it over like this. And then you can see my screwdriver right here. I'm just going to screw it in right here. as you can see, it's already screwed in. And then I'm going to get my little wrench and then tighten this right here. As you can see, I'm tightening it. And it's all good. It doesn't move. And it's there. This is what it looks like from the bottom. You can see both of this. This one goes on top, remember? So now that I'm done with this one, I'm just going to put it to the side right here. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. So make sure it's on the 6th hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to put this hole onto here. So it's going to be like this. So whenever I'm done screwing it in, at the end, it should stay like this. And they should be like on equal sides. Like parallel to each other, basically. Am I doing it wrong?
Oh, you're doing it good.
I'm good?
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. You guys are making me nervous. So then I have it like this. So I'm going to get, again, my nut and then my screw. So I'm going to put it in from underneath. And then counting again. So I'll make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm just going to pop it in. No, just kidding. Oh, can you grab this? Sorry. Oops. Right here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? I have it in on top, not from the bottom, but from the top. And then I'm just gonna put my screw in from right here. Like I put my screw in, and then I'm gonna put it on top like this. And then you see I have that on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I just need to put my nut on top right there so that we can screw it all in. Again, I'm just using my fingers because this works best for me. But then again, you can use your wrench. But I have that, and I kind of just use my index finger to go like this, and it really does help a lot, to be honest. So then I'm just gonna flip it over. It's still kind of loose, as you can see. I can move it. So I'm gonna use my screwdriver on this side. I haven't really flipped it; it's still been the same. And I'm just gonna, as you can see, I'm right here. I'm holding the wrench and the screw so it stays in place. And then I'm just screwing.
Hello?
Say that again?
Can I point out something?
Yes.
I think the first one is different from the way it looks in the book. Uh, the the one that we just first pointed out, but yours is inward.
One goes on the bottom, remember?
Yeah, the motor bracket.
Say that again?
The one that we fixed first pointed outward in the book,
Yeah, you're
but
right.
yours is inward.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so this one is supposed to, you're right, yeah. I messed up. Thank you for letting me know. So I think this one is supposed to be outwards for this one. And this, okay, so this one is correct. So what I'm going to do is unscrew that one. Okay. I think we had the same issue when we were building this together. But thank you so much for pointing that out. So I'm just going to unscrew this. I apologize for that, you guys.
I think you got it right, actually.
No,
I'm
yeah.
looking at the book right now.
Let me see. Hold on.
As you can see,
Right
No, I
here.
think
I'm
that's
sure
right,
you have
right?
the book
Yeah,
right.
you have it right. Let me see.
I think it just looks that way because of the book, but let's double check.
Okay.
Yeah,
One,
because
two,
it's...
three. Okay. Yeah, it's inside.
Yeah, because then when you put it on the cart, right there, on everything together.
the perspective on the book is really awkward, so
Let me
it's
see.
understandable.
So let me show you the bottom of the. Yeah, so it's gonna look like that. Do you see? So that's kind of how I have mine right now. So I have this one right here that looks just like that. And then I'm gonna show you this one that looks like that. So it goes like
Okay.
this. Yeah, and then this one is gonna go right here. So yeah, it's just I got confused too. Like it's just the perspective, like they said, like of the book. It just looks awkward. But yeah, thank you for letting me know just to make sure that we have it correctly. So let me retighten this up. Huh?
It's higher up. Okay, I see what they're saying.
It's not on this one. No, look. Oh, maybe it is.
6.
6? Yeah, so I was right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6.
5, 6. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 6, yeah. It's right in the middle. So yeah, it's on the right one. Let me see the book.
The way you can know it also is right here. Like the screw that you screw in, it's right here. It matches right in the middle.
Yeah, so it is this one because it should match with this right here. And you can see that in the book as well. It should match with like the little hole in the bracket. So, huh?
Yeah.
So this is what it should look like once you're done screwing all of that together. Yeah. Yeah. This is what it should look like. Yeah. I just want to double check, and it's always good to double or triple check to just make sure. So they're both gonna look. This is what they look like when you put them to the side like this. I'm just gonna flip them over. Does anybody else need... Oops, this one's a little loose, so let me double... See, sometimes it can be a little loose, so I'm just going to go in and screw this in again to tighten it. And also going to go in with my wrench right here and just tighten it up right there to make sure it doesn't fall off. And just, you can double check all of them and just kind of touch them to make sure that they're not like loose or anything like that. Does anybody else need some more time before we go on to the next one? Is everybody good on this step? I know that was a bit confusing because of like the book and everything, but it should look like this, like parallel to each other once you're done screwing everything in. Good? Okay. I'm just going to leave this here for 2 more minutes and then we can continue on to this step. Huh?
Why did he lie? Sorry, Jerry.
Start a Stranger Things reference.
It's okay.
Sorry, that's Oh, me? I have one more step and then it's my soul's next. So we're all good? Okay, so I'm just going to put these to the side since we don't need... Oh, actually, never mind. We do need them, so I'm not going to put them to the side. My bad. So I'm just going to put these right here. Put them like that. And then I'm going to go onto my toolbox, flip it over to the back, and get the things that we need. So we need, not opening, there we go. So we need to go in here and then grab, can you see this? Sorry.
I see it. Yeah, you're good.
So you go into number 19 and grab these DC motors. So you need all 4 of them. And then I'm going to close this and then turn it around. We need the nuts, but we already have those. And then we're going to need screws, which we can find them on 13, which are these super long ones right here. So these are the ones that we need. And then I'm going to put the other screws away that we were just using back to number 8, so we don't lose them. And then closing that. So for this step, they look yellow on here, but ours are black. So we have these 4 black ones. We have the screws, we're going to need 4, so I'm just going to take 4 out right now. So it's just these ones are really long ones, so I have 4 out right now.
Emma, and I think they have them just to, I know they have like lubrication on the motor. That's why they have the caps on it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take the, or did we already take them? No, the rubber caps these are gonna come off. I'll explain that in a second. So then we need our nuts right here, and we just need 4 of these. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just gonna set that aside. And then we have these DC motors. This is gonna come off, the little rubber topper thingy. Yeah, these come off, right? Yeah, we took them off. Okay. Yeah, so these come off. And we just have what left is behind. So we just take these little, not this one stays on, but the other ones come off. So I'm gonna do that to this one again. And just pop these off. No. It's just this, like this, sorry. This is the only thing that comes off. I'm sorry. I messed up. It happens. So this stays on. Just this thing comes off right here. Like this little thingy right here. Let me put this one back onto here, onto this one. Sorry about that, you guys. I always get confused on this step. You can see that it has it on this one, but just like the little, just this comes off. I always have to double check because I get confused. It's right here. And this comes off. Easily like that. And then you just kind of put them on the side. You don't really need them. And then, again, with the last one. And just pop this off. There you go. So you have all 4 of them off. And then for our next step, we're just going to put these onto here. And so it's really important that they're facing each other. So also the way that we position like the brackets is really important. So we're going to have this, the impact switch or something, sorry, pointed towards, away from you. And then we're going to grab one of these, and you see this little white stuff right here, and you're just going to make sure that one goes out like that. So it's going to look like this on this side. And then what you're going to do once it's like popped in there, the string is gonna pop out. You're just gonna grab in one of your sorry about that. One of your screwdrivers. Screws. And then you're just gonna put them into these little holes right here. They go right there. But let me just double check. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. So yeah, you can see them right there, the little holes which we're gonna put them into. So just make sure that you have that aligned correctly, and I'm just gonna put it in here. And then I'm just gonna screw that in. And it pops straight through. Huh? Yeah, we did. No, we took this one off. And then this one right here, I took them off for the other one. No, this one covers it. He doesn't take them out. Huh. Should we tell him to put it back on then?
Because that kind of protects the.
Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Hey guys, my bad on that. We don't take them off. Marisol, Miss McGoey, sorry, let me know that you don't take them off. So I'm just putting them back on. That was my mistake. I thought that you did. So I'm just gonna put them back on. I'm so sorry about that before we continue all the way through and then we have to take everything off. So I'm just making sure I'm popping them back in. They pop in really easily. Just like that. So I apologize about that. I was confused and I thought that we did. So I'm just gonna, so now that we have those all popped in back onto there.
No, so that's what I was looking at. So it just protects.
Yeah, you don't take them off. I'm so sorry. It's protecting, protects the wiring right here. I just thought that we did. That was my mistake on my part. So now we're just gonna go back to what we were doing and popping this in right here. Like I said, make sure that it's pointed out towards you, and then this is gonna also be facing you if you're doing it the way that I'm doing it. So when you have this out right here, and you're just kind of right here, make sure that everything is good to go, and kind of grab it with your fingers from the bottom, and then you're gonna grab your screws, and then they should pop up to the other side. Then you're gonna grab your other screw and just do the same, and they both pop out. So, and then you're also gonna grab your nuts, and I'm just gonna move this wiring out of the way and put it on here. I'm gonna just use my fingers. That helps a lot. And then I'm just gonna turn it around and screw it onto there to just make sure it's good. And then I'm also going to grab my wrench and tighten this up like that. And you can feel it, you can feel it getting tighter. And then right there, and it won't fall off. So we'll do the same to the other side.
Okay, y'all take your time, guys. I know we have to unscrew it. Y'all take your time, okay? They need a little more time because they have to unscrew it.
Oh, thank you, Emma, for letting us know about that. You can put it in if you already screwed it in. Yeah, so I'm just on my first one like this. Yeah, so I'm putting in my second nut in right here. You see it has two. And I'm just gonna use my wrench. Sorry about that, you guys.
So some are taking, they're gonna have to unscrew it and re-screw it again. So they're gonna take then they're asking for more time.
Yeah, take your time. We have to do four of these, yeah. So this is just the first one that we're doing. And I'm just kind of screwing it in right here. So right now, this is what it's looking like. So we have this one right here. And right here. And then this is what it looks like on the back. What this is pointing out. And yeah. So we're still going to add the other one on this side. And that one's going to be facing away from you. Which is going to be this way right here. Like that. So it should look like that. Like they should be pointing towards each other. Do you see that? So I'm going to do the same thing. And you can kind of feel when it pops in place right here. So you know that it's all good to go. So it kind of just, you can see it right there. It pops in and then we'll be able to like easily put our screws in. So I'm grabbing it from the bottom. Oops. Right, like that. And I'm just going to grab my screw and it just kind of just pops right in like that easily. Yeah, and then you're just like that. So now I'm just gonna flip it over like that, and it should look like this because we haven't added our nuts in. And then I'm just gonna put my nut like that, and I just kind of use my finger like this. It helps a lot, and then I can go in with like my wrench, and then just go like this. Have we had any chats? No.
So the colors are supposed to towards each other.
Yeah. Yes, do you see right there? They go towards each other. They're basically like they're not touching each other, but they're basically kind of touching each other. I can still put my wrench in right there. So then like that. And I'm just using my wrench to tighten this up and make sure that's all good. This one feels tight and secure. And then I'm going to put in my wrench right here. I'm going to use my nut and then I'll do the same thing to the other side. And then I'm just going to tighten this up. Like that. And I just kind of keep tightening it up to make sure. So the color, yeah, like the white. So yeah, this is what one side looks like. Do you see this? And once we're done screwing all four, like the things in there, this is what it's going to look like on one side. And we have to do the same thing to the other bracket. Is everybody good on this part, on this side? So they should be facing each other, not away from each other, but towards each other. And then it goes like, and it's going to look like on this side right here as well. You have, make sure you have two screws in on both sides. Two, right there. And then right there. Is everybody good before we do the next part? So I'm just going to put this one like this on the side. And so you can see that as well. And then we're going to do the same to the other side with this pointing away from you. And then I'm going to grab my other DC motor. And then I'm just going to put it in right here and make sure that it's facing you. Sorry. So right here. And I'm going to turn it away. And it's going to look like this. Let me grab, more of these screws. We're going to need 4 more again.
While you grab those, does anybody want to show the bracket, how it looks, to make sure that we're building it correctly?
So we need, again, 4 more of each. So I have 4 more of these screws again for the other side. And then 4 more of the nuts so that we can do the exact same thing we did to the other bracket. So I have, again, my DC motor, and I have this facing away from me. And then we're going to grab this and put this right here. And then it's going to be facing yourself. So I'm just going to make sure that it's properly placed onto there. And then I'm going to turn it over like that. And I'm just grabbing it from the bottom using my fingers to make sure it doesn't slip or fall. And then I'm just going to grab my screw, and then it should just pop in there. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing and then use my other screw. And it does just pop in. So I'm just grabbing them like this, and then I'm going to flip it over. And then I'm going to grab my nut, like I said, like we did to the other side, and I'm just going to put it in like that. This helps me so it's easily, it like goes in there. And then I just use my finger like that slowly. And it helps tighten it up a lot easier. Give me 1 second. And then I'm just going to grab my wrench, place it in there, and then just kind of keep turning it until you feel it tighten. And you should feel it get really tight, like right now. So mine doesn't move anymore, so that's when you know it's really put into place like that, and you know that it won't fall off. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. I'm just going to place it on the screw and then use my finger, and then go like this. And then I'm just going to screw this in. I'm just moving the wiring like this. Just be careful with them because you don't want to break them or anything. And I'm just going to keep twisting until I feel it get really tight. Like that. And then there you go. So then I'm going to grab my last DC motor, and then I'm going to make sure, like I said, that they're facing each other. And then I'm going to flip it over. And then this is on the last step. Yes, so this is on our YouTube as well. So you can go back and like if you miss anything, once this is over, you can go look through the whole day and pause it. So yeah, everything is that you've seen today is going to be shared onto our YouTube.
It'll be on there as long as you log on after we've finished the day. It should be there. And then also there are the videos in the virtual e-handbook as well, Thompsona. So no worries. We'll see you tomorrow if you have to be somewhere right now. But make sure you don't go to our channel to watch it until like 30 minutes after we're finished. So I would say in about an hour it'll publish. We'll see you.
So yeah, I'm about to be done with this and just finish putting in the last motor. So I'm just doing this exact same thing I've been doing to all of them. And just putting in the nut and then screwing that in. So then I'm putting in the last nut and just tighten it up. Just make sure that it's pretty tight. You don't want any of these nuts, like you're gonna be driving this around, so you don't want anything to like fall off. So you want to make sure that everything is tied on correctly. So yeah, see? Let me grab the other one so you can see side by side. This is what they look like from the bottom. From the side view, like this. And then this is what you're gonna see from the top, like this. Does anybody have any questions so far about this? Or stuck on anything? I understand. When I did this robot for the first time, it was hard with all the...
We did the same thing.
Yeah.
And I had nails. I had gotten my nails done, so it was really, really frustrating and hard because I couldn't even, I couldn't grab a screw or the nuts or anything.
But I can give you guys a few minutes to put everything together. But yeah, this is just make sure you have all your screws in. 2, 4, 6, 8. So you should have 8 screws. 4 on each of the brackets. So I'm just going to set this down like this so you can see it. So far, this is all that we've done. Is everybody good on this step? Janet, is everything good for you? No, I need a minute. Okay, yeah, take your time. So do you want to switch spots? I'm gonna talk to Dr. Flores.
Okay. Ryan, are we calling it?
Finish tightening up any screws or anything that you need. But this, what I have right here, is what everything should look like up to now. You should have these right here, your Mega Pi on top, and then this should look like this. So if nobody's like on the step, or if anybody's not on the step, please let us know. But this is what it should look like for everybody so far.
Okay. Hi everybody. Right now we're gonna get to a stopping point. Okay. Can y'all hear me? Now they can. Okay, I can hear me. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. We're gonna stop right now. So this is the stopping point. Okay. So if you don't move forward, because like the next step is very tedious too. It's very specific on how you put the wheels and all this stuff. So if you're try not to go ahead. Right, Ryan?
Yes.
We had to disassemble it because we, moved a little too advanced, more faster than we should have. But yeah, we're gonna stop right now. Ryan, do you want to switch the camera to the other screen?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch it over here and we can talk for a minute here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so congratulations, everyone. You made it through day one of the August Summer Robotics Academy. Give yourself a pat on the back or a round of applause. It is very tedious, this robot, and so that is why we say, try not to move too far ahead without us. If you already are a step ahead, that's okay. I wouldn't advise going any further because once it gets to the wiring portion, it's going to get a little complicated. And then once we get to coding on Wednesday, it will get even more complicated. So I can assure you that out of personal experience, myself and Miss McGoey have spent countless hours and hours on end with this robot. It does get very complicated. If you feel competent enough to go ahead, I would still advise don't. I started to feel a little competent, and then there's been 2 or 3 times where I have completely messed up, and I've had to like restore the robot back to factory default. So what we're going to do now is we'll just end it off for the day here, and then tomorrow we're going to pick up starting at 1 p.m. again. We'll pick up where we left off on continuing the frame, putting the wheels on, and getting the wires, the wiring portion. Like I said in our opening today, the wiring portion is going to take at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, just to explain what's going on there, and just so that nobody fries their robot or accidentally plugs a live wire into a ground or into the signal portion. You do not want to do that. I promise you do not want to do that. We only have so many replacements. So let me know if you have any questions. You can post it in the chat. Where's the other guy we going? Okay, Jerry. I think you're referencing maybe Andres, Mr. Acosta. He went to the main campus, U of H. So that's why we have Miss McGoey and Miss Carmona, myself, and Dr. Flores. So that is our team now. Yeah. Okay, so that's who you were asking about. But yes, Jerry, he is at the main campus now. So if you have any questions, you can send us an email, give us a call. You should all have our number and email by now. Or you can ask us privately in the chat if you don't want everyone else to see. Is there anything else we need to cover? No?
I don't think so. No, I think this is all for today. It was a great first day.
Yeah, it was a fantastic first day. Thank you all for joining us. We're ending it off just a little bit early because tomorrow I would love to finish building this thing and getting it wired up. But anyways, if you have no other questions, we're going to go ahead and end it off. Thank you for joining. Yes, Roman, you can send it privately after this if you'd like. Yes, thank you, Emma. And so we will see you tomorrow. All right. Have a good one. See you here at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
Roman, do you want me to put you in a private room, or it looks like there's only 3 other people here, including Janet?
No, I'm fine. Janet's
Okay.
a friend of mine.
Okay. Okay. All right. What's going on, Roman?
So remember last robotics camp
Yeah.
where I won something, but I couldn't like bring it. Well, I couldn't like bring myself to the campus.
When was this? Was this last summer?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. Honestly, I mean, I think it was headphones. We had, was it headphones? Do you remember, Roman?
Yes, it was headphones.
Okay. I'll have to see what we did. I mean, we did do some giveaways this past one, and we will do some again. As far as last summer goes, though, I don't know if we have any of that stock left.
That's okay.
Just based off of the timing. See, the university has us. What they do is they have us fill out a form before we actually purchase any of these incentives, and then there's another form that goes out once you pick it up, and that's all done in a timely, like a time frame. So if you miss that time frame, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot I can do. I can talk to Dr. Flores. I can tell you there will be other opportunities, though, during this week for the same thing.
I'm just making sure since it was kind of something that's been on my mind since last year. I was like, it's a bit unfortunate I couldn't like go up there.
Well, I tell you what, we have an opportunity for you this week, and if you can't make it up here, we'll do something like mail or something. Okay.
Okay. You need my address now, or do I just give it to you when the time?
At the time would be good. Yeah, don't do it now, but at the time, we can ask for it and get it from you. Okay.
All right. No problem.
Okay. Other than that, there's also a trip coming up that we wanted to invite everyone from the Robotics Academy to, but I don't want to say it now. Okay. And were you in the last one? This past June?
Yes.
Yeah, you were. Okay, so you already know about that. And if you don't, then I'll let you know towards the end of the week.
All right.
But there's gonna be lots of cool things with that coming up. Okay.
All right. One more question.
Yeah.
I don't think you discussed how you pack this up since like I need to move all this somewhere else because this is the family computer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What I would suggest is, the bag we put everything in.
Yes.
The best of your ability, put everything that you're not using in that toolkit, and then put it all like in the bag. And then if you could like tuck it away in a corner or your room or wherever you're at, so someone can't get it. But as far as the computer goes, are you concerned about using the computer whenever we get to the coding and stuff?
Oh no, I'm just.
Okay.
It's just like right now today. It's just like it's very crowded. I don't want like it to like be all over everywhere.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, definitely don't leave it out then. Take all the
Okay.
pieces, put it, like the pieces that you're not using, put in the toolbox. But then everything else that is too like bulky and everything, try to organize that back into that bag and then sort of put it in the corner somewhere so it doesn't get, messed with or fallen down. Yeah, in the box. Top of a closet, if you have that, would be good.
Yeah, I luckily have a nice little corner that no one really puts their feet under here, so I can just
Well,
put the
good.
bag.
That would work. That works then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Janet, she puts all her stuff into the blue box, and then, yeah, the lid won't close, but they fit. So, okay, yeah, well, I mean, that works too. That works too. Okay. Any other questions, Roman? Janet?
I'm fine.
Okay. Well, we'll see you both here tomorrow at 1 then, right?
Yes.
Okay. Don't forget
See you-
Thursday is 9:30, okay?
That one I'll definitely have to set an alarm for. I
Yes.
usually wait.
No kidding. Okay. Well, we'll see you then, all right?
Yeah, I'll see y'all.
Okay. Have a good one.
Goodbye.
All right. Bye-bye.